I had a lot of grief come up. I started going to grief counseling to grieve because
Mm,
I know like there's grief trapped inside me. I thought I was good. It'll be 2 years this summer. I thought I was good, but then there's something that comes
mm,
up. You were lost. I was lost. I was suicidal. I know that darkness. I was
hmm.
in that. I lived that darkness too. Let me be
Yes.
the lighthouse
Yes.
for you. Let me
Yeah.
be the light for you in your darkness, and let me hold your hand, but not hold your hand and listen to it. Hold your hand so you can go through it.
Yes.
Love the saying, like, who sits at your table? I always ask
Mm.
that to people, like, who sits at your table?
Hello and welcome to the Menopause Mindshift Self-Love Podcast, where we are inspiring women in menopause to unleash their inner queen. How are we doing that? We want women to define their own journey. We want women to write their own story. We want women to walk in their own light. I am Lisa Triggs, the Menopause Queen, certified menopause coach, woo, best-selling author, and motivational speaker. There comes a moment when you realize you're done waiting to feel ready, done waiting to feel confident, done waiting for your life to begin. And instead, you decide to become her. Today, I'm joined by the amazing Shannon Beardsmore, transformational mentor, community builder, best-selling author, and facilitator of the House of Manifestation. Shannon helps women step into their power, rewire their identity, and build lives that feel deeply aligned. Through her work, she blends mindset, faith, and real life action, guiding women to stop playing small and start living with intention. She believes the power of connection and energy of community, what becomes possible when you fully step into who you are. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me.
My goodness, can you
Those
introduce
who know, those who know Shannon, her name, call her Shanny. Shanny Shan.
Yeah, Shanny Shan. I was like, can you introduce me like that every day of my life? I feel so important. Like I felt like I was like, like
You
Star
are
Wars.
important.
Yeah, but
You are
the
so
Star.
important.
I know this. I do know this. But in Star
Yeah.
Wars, when they have that like introductory, like I was in that. I was in a different realm. I was like in the Shanny verse. I was like, I love this. I love this. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I want to tell everybody right off the bat that this woman is very important to me because she was part of my transformational journey. She was there when things weren't that great for me, when I first was started on this journey. So she knows what that looked like for me and how that's different from what this looks like for me. So I want everyone to know that this is a very, very special lady. And she has some exciting things going on. She is a new best-selling author. You tell me all the things. Just let's start wherever you want, You want to talk about the book? You want to talk about what you do? Where do you want to begin?
First, start by loving on you
Oh,
because
thank you.
I do know, and it's so funny because it was probably about 3 years ago. I would say maybe 3 years ago.
I think it's, yeah,
It'd been about
yeah.
3 years, and I remember our first conversation, and I was just like, I was new to this world of like, I've always been in, like just, I don't know, like, I don't want to say sales because that sounds so awful, but like, not awful because I love sales, but like, just in the new world of like talking to people about like transformational sales, like as you would say. So me
Yeah.
and you had a conversation, and I just like, I remember getting off the call with you, and I'm just like, oh God, she's so sad. Like I remember like you were sad, like weeping sad. And I just was like, you didn't want to lean into it because you didn't want to lean into the sadness. And I was just like, wow, like how can I help her? How can I hold space for this person? Because I was never going to push you into something that you couldn't or didn't see, but I just wanted to love you. And so I
You
just wanted,
did. You did, my friend. You did.
yeah. And it's just like every time I see you, you just keep blossoming and blossoming. And like, it's like, I love what we do and how we really study because it's not who you're becoming, it's who you already are. And it's a
Yes.
remembering, right? So, like, I'll just
Yes.
preach it. So, like, you can see this woman with this crown, like, she was always this person, right? And this confidence. And then the time when I was on the call with her, when she was You were just really lost in in a time in your life, and honestly, I saw this woman with this crown. I saw her heart. I heard her heart, right? So I knew I was like, "Okay, how can I just hold space for her?" Right? So I think that's just really a gift from God for me is to be able to like, okay, like show me how I can be a service to this person. And that's just really how I run my life. I say that prayer every morning, like, God, who do you want me to help today? I do every single
Mhm.
day. And sometimes
Mm.
it's just help myself.
Same,
Yeah.
same. Sending love to somebody, and sometimes it's sending love to myself.
100%.
Sometimes, well, every day it is. You know what I mean? But some days intentionally making sure that you gotta love this person first and foremost. And you and I both have been through that journey a
Yeah.
little bit. When we met, you had already kind of been through yours, and when we met, I was going through mine.
Mm.
So I appreciate you so much for being there for me and doing what you do, and part of the community that helped me was the community that I was looking for, that helped me gain my life back.
Oh, it's beautiful. And it is, and you're thriving, and it's so, so incredible, incredibly brave.
Got me tearing
What?
up a little bit.
Oh, it's incredibly brave to lean into to face it, right? I say this all the time
Yeah.
to people, it's like face your fears, but it is literally you like if you want to live a different existence, there's a story playing on a pattern. And if you really want to change that, you have to face that. And you got to go through it, right? So yeah, so I think that for us, like women and like menopause, whatever stage you are in your life, is so apparent to put ourselves first, put your mask on first. But we've been so conditioned for so long to I know for me, I can't say for everyone. So let me just speak from my perspective. As a young child, I was the oldest of two other sisters, two sisters, there was three of us. And my parents worked full time, so I had to take care of my sister. So at a young age, and my parents did the best. My parents are amazing, but they didn't know, and they only came from what they came from. They came from poverty, and they broke that generational curse. But I was always taking care of somebody from a young
Mm.
age, and like the young Shannon wasn't taken care of in the needs that she needed as a child. And so, like, for instance, like, I grew up to be an adult that did that. And then also in my marriage and everything else and around the people pleaser. So I turned into a
Mm.
people pleaser. And you know what I heard? The best statement ever? People pleasers are liars. Isn't that's a bold statement, right? Because they're not being authentically true to themselves. So if I
Mm.
said to you, if
What?
you said to me, Shan, in my people pleaser days, hey, do you want to come out tonight? We're going to go bowling. And you're like, it's going to be so much fun. And you're like, you should come, you should come. And the old Shannon would say, yeah, I'll come. But like, my bedtime's 8 o'clock. You're going bowling at 7? I'm exhausted by 7. I'm brushing my teeth and doing my skincare, right? But because I get up early. So to be authentically true to myself, getting up early in the morning and doing my routine is what fills up my cup. But if I would have done that and then be like, you might have said something, or what if you canceled on me the last minute? The old people pleaser in me, I did this for her. It causes so much conflict and strife. So honestly, people pleasers are liars. Like it is, I heard it and I was just like, I'll never unhear that because it is, you're not being truly authentic to yourself. So you're lying
Yeah.
because you don't want to go. So you're lying.
Yeah. 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 That's absolutely right. That's right. You're putting everybody else's needs in front of your own.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not healthy.
Oh, it's
And
not.
like you said about bravery a minute ago, sometimes it is very brave to even recognize that and admit that to, yourself. So,
Yes. Well,
one thing is I was very, very lucky too that because a lot of times when we go through changes like we've gone through, your people in your life aren't what you need anymore.
mm.
I know there's been many cases of that. So I've been very lucky that my spouse started drinking the
Oh,
Kool-Aid.
yeah. You
And
go.
one of the reasons was because he saw the change in me.
Mm.
So, because that's one of the things that we used to get as part of the community a lot. They'd message me, how did you get Rob to, or messages, how did Lisa get you? No, no, no. It's not about him. It's about me. I would journal about being grateful that we were part of the same community. Anyway, and he saw the changes in me. But enough about that. Let's talk about you and what's new and exciting. How's the manifestation gone through a few changes recently?
So, House of Manifestation. So, yes, there's lots going on. So, House of
Yeah.
Manifestation is a community within the Kathleen Cameron's Diamond Academy. So, Diamond Academy is the programs and the program that Lisa went through and Robert went through. That's where I met Lisa, was through Kathleen Cameron's. I would say Diamond Academy is a school. And then House of Manifestation is the community. So, I was working with Kathleen. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's over 4 years now, I think. 4 years. And so, like, I started off as a student in the same program Lisa did. And then I ended up staying on as a team member. And so then I think it was 2 years later that House of Manifestation was born. So the community. So, like I said, I love people. I have always had a gift of just making someone feel safe and cozy together. I always would pick up, later on diagnosed with ADHD. But I realized that was one of my superpowers is if I was in a room, I could tell if someone's uncomfortable or shy or something. So I always had the gift of I just felt comfortable in rooms. So I would go and talk to them and make them try to feel comfortable. So Kathleen asked me to do the House of Manifestation. Actually, she didn't ask me. I kind of like wrote it out that I wanted it, and I kind of asked her, "What you want?" You
Good.
do it. Yeah. So, anyways, then I came into House of Manifestation, and it's growing a community here. In that we have an identity program in there, but we also have live calls and whatnot. So, but they just launched an affiliate program, so you can be an affiliate to share this beautiful community and earn compensation for it. So it's really cool. So we're going through that. They have launched a new app and all the things. So we just keep on elevating and stretching and growing. So that's been really beautiful there. And I was just asked to be. We have an event in LA, and I was asked to be the MC for Manifest LA. So I'm really
Woo! Yeah, so it's gonna be in LA this year, not Toronto. Is
Yeah,
that correct?
it's a big shift. Last 3 years was in Toronto, so that's another manifestation of mine. I remember the first day at the first Manifest Toronto, and I was sitting there, we were at a team meeting, and they had asked
Hickey.
Cheryl
Cheryl
Hickey,
Hickey, yeah.
she was gonna be the MC. So, I was in the team meeting, and they went around the room and asked what they wanted to come from the weekend. I said, I am manifesting that Cindy Hickey doesn't show up for Manifest, and I'm the MC." They're like, "Who's Cindy Hickey?" Like, just do it again. Clearly, her name is Cheryl. She's a lovely lady. So
Yes.
anyways, it's so funny. So, and honestly, we were sitting there, everyone was laughing at me, and I was, well, okay, Cheryl Hickey. So, anyways, and Kathleen pulled me out a little bit later. She's like, "You're a powerful manifester. Cheryl has to do something with her kids, so she can't make it. So you're the MC." And I was like, "What?" And I was honestly, I just love the love. So I love getting up there. It is nerve wracking. I was nervous and all the things, but I know the people there because they're students, and I just wanted to share. The room was so much love. It was so palpable all throughout it, right? So then
Oh,
it was a huge manifestation for me. And then there were two more after that. So this will
mhm.
be the one. And
Fourth
I'm
one.
really excited I got to be the MC for the rest of them. So it's just an evolution, and it's so beautiful to be a part of this with Kathleen. She is always
Same.
elevating, and I'm just so happy that I get to share the stage with her. It's a really huge accomplishment.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. And for those people who are listening or watching who, don't know who Kathleen Cameron is, she's a very dynamic woman who has an incredible story, and has built an amazing business and community over the past 6 years
Yeah.
now, and it keeps growing and evolving. And it was being a part of her community that really helped me. That was the community I was looking for because it was energetically a match. I had been in other Facebook groups and everybody was just complaining about how shitty everything was.
That's my That's a
Yeah.
trick, you guys. If you're in a room with somebody and they're complaining and you don't want to hear it, you just say, "Oh, excuse me, sorry, just hold that thought. I gotta pee," and then just don't go back.
I'm gonna remember that. Yeah, I got to use the restroom for
Yeah.
sure, for sure. I love that. I love that because yeah, it was energetically a match and just helped me be able to ground myself and find myself and work on myself. So
Yeah,
so
you've
thank
done
you
the
so much
work. You work.
for being a part of that with me. So what's new and exciting? You're a best-selling author. Do you have a copy of your book there
Yes,
that you can show us?
I do. I'm best-selling. Someone asked me, they were like, "Shannon, did you ever think you'd be a best-selling author?" I don't even speak proper English sometimes. So, no, I didn't think I'd be a best-selling author at all, but
Wow.
here she is, love letters.
Yes.
Like,
Tell us about it. Tell us about what gave you the idea and how this came to be.
yeah, so love letters was birthed through a really painful time in my life. So I was going through a
Mhm.
separation. It's actually before it started before the separation. I knew that I wanted to leave my marriage of 21 years, and it was really difficult because everyone saw us and they never saw the pain. We had a really cool life. He was a hockey player, and we got to live in Germany, and our kids
Wow.
were born over there. So we lived there for 12 years. And so I was always going back and forth, and I pretty much did everything for his career. So then when he came back, made the decision to hockey was over, he went through an identity shift. And so I just said to him, "You got to get help. I'll support." So I went full blown in my masculine energy and it was just working. Literally, I had a job, I had a hair business and a network marketing business. So I was like, let's go. I'll support our family, but you got to get help. And so anyways, I don't know, it just kinda drifted, and then we drifted, and then we drifted, and then we got pregnant. So I have 21-year-old, an 18-year-old, a 7-year-old, and then we had a baby, and then we drifted and drifted, and then when I started studying myself, I was like, "Come along with me, come along." That's why I think a lot of people say that because a lot of men don't so, like, they
Mhm.
either can't see it, and that's okay, it's not their time. But then I was just like I started journaling because I was in so much pain. I was internally so much pain. I can't live my life like this. I'm a big fat lover. I want love, right? And, so I started writing letters, the love of my life. Like, I mean, I didn't see that in my life, so I wrote letters to myself to heal myself. Sometimes it would start off with, "Shannon, you're amazing." And then it was
Mhm.
just, "Why are you amazing?" Like, I had to retell myself why I was
Mhm.
amazing or why I was this and love you. I love you. I love you. And tell myself I love myself because I didn't love myself. I was 80 pounds heavier. I was in a marriage where I felt unseen, unheard, unloved, and I just was floating through life. I was drifting. And then so like these I started writing these letters to myself and then to get the courage to leave, I just didn't know how. And then when I did finally, I continued to write the letters. And then my friend Deepika said to me, she was like, she's the owner of Soul Sparks Press. And she said to me, "Sheenie, you should write a book and tell everyone. You have a huge story here. I'm not ready to unleash this pain. Like, because I have older kids and they're going through it. I don't want to spring this. Their dad is a good person. I still love my ex. I do, but it just didn't work. And
Mhm.
so I have an idea though. I have these journals that I'm going to publish my entries. That's going to be love letters too. I'm going to publish my entries so people can see and I think that that's a lot of people because like why I'm so transparent in my journey is because like she can do it, I can do it. Kathleen
Mhm.
was my lighthouse. She can do it, I can do it. So I
Mhm.
watched this woman go through this transformation. She could do it, I can do it. So I can share my love letters and that some people can read it and get inspiration. Cause sometimes I would just write, "I'm so fucking mad." Sorry, I don't mean to swear, but I'd be like, "I'm so mad." And I was so mad
Yeah.
at myself. I was so mad at myself I didn't leave sooner. I was so mad at myself that I abandoned myself over and over and over again. I got really angry and like, all the things through that. I want to see love. I want to see love in my life. So as I was writing these love letters, I was just like, well, what if I played in my imagination and like, wrote love letters to the love of my life? If there was a man
Oh.
that would look like this, that would be like
Mhm.
so I did, I started writing, and I still do. I mean, he's not here yet. I can feel him though. But I've been writing love letters to this energy that I know, and I say prayers for him, and I write that now in my book, but honestly, I had
Mm,
to be the love of my life first. That's why
mm.
I just would write, and some days, like, some people journaling is like brain dumping, and I
Yes,
honestly
yes,
you get the shit out. So for me,
yes.
prayer is so important in my life, and God is so important in my life. Whatever you believe in, universe, God, Kuna Matata, whatever your creator is, like, that's what I'm talking about for you.
Yeah.
And so for me, like, to hear God, to really listen to my God, I call it a God compass, my intuition, I gotta get clear. And journaling allows me to clear it so I can hear my compass. And that's why, like, we always say, like, go into nature. Like, I always have a bath,
Mhm.
like, whatever. Like, I work out. That's a whole other thing that just came into my life. But honestly, but the journaling is allowing me to get clear so that I can hear God. And that's the best way I can say it. And I used to just start off because I didn't know how to do it. I'd be like, "Dear God, I'm a hot mess today."
It's okay.
Yes, exactly.
That's what you needed to do that day. And I want people to know, because I have my own menopause self-love journal that's specifically for women in menopause. And it's the same thing. Listeners, watchers, if you're not a journaler and you think you don't have time for it, you're wrong. Like anything else that's important in life, you make time. But there's just something magical about it, about releasing the negativity, or even writing down the good stuff too, being grateful for what's good. So, can you share your favorite passage
So
there and
this is how
read it
this
to us?
journal is to be used. It's just you just open it up and it speaks to you. So I just opened it up and it
Yeah.
said healing is God's love in action. And it's like
Whoa.
healing isn't about fixing, it's about remembering. See, I said that earlier. I was like remembering who you are. Remembering oh it says it here. Remembering who you are, but remembering whose you are. That's one of my favorite, remembering whose you are. Because
Mm,
we're divinely here for a purpose.
mm,
We're just an extension of God. Letting love fill
mm.
every crack, every scar, every place that forgot it was worthy. So if you're healing, you're not behind, you're not broken. You're being wrapped in God's gentlest, I got you. One breath, one layer, one miracle at a time. So
So this
mirror
was something that you wrote, right? That came out of your
yeah,
that you wrote down.
that's why I wrote this. Healing it is God's love in action. And
Mm,
so, like, that was the meaning that for me, because I always
mhm,
say you gotta remember whose you are, right? Because when we
mhm,
remember who we are, that's and whose we are, right?
mhm,
That's the difference there. But I love this part when wrapped in God's gentlest, I got you. And so when we surrender, because we can't do this on our own. We're a spiritual being having a human experience and we are an
mhm,
extension of God. So your spiritual being, you don't have to do it on your own. Whether
mhm,
or not you believe in the Bible or not, in the Bible it says God says you are to be abundant. If you are
mhm.
not abundant right now, if you don't see the abundance, it's all your thoughts and your programming. That's all it is, right?
Yeah, and not everybody understands that either, that we do really create our own lives through our thoughts and actions and words. We really do, because I know I lived it. I was depressed, man. When you first met me, I was depressed for 5 years before I even met you. So I lived there too long. I
Yeah.
allowed myself to live there too long. And that was things like, these are the things that you realize, and you start to understand that we allow ourselves to be there and live there. And sometimes we need to, for a little time. We need to work through the feelings and feel the feels. That's okay. But the trick is not to wallow there. I wallowed. I was there stuck for 5 years.
Mm.
And the thing is to realize, when we recognize that feeling the feels is important, but not to get stuck there, to say, okay, how can I move forward from this? Right.
Yeah. And that's why people need community. That's why you need
Mm,
community. You need people to hold, and I have this in my book. Another one is someone to hold a flashlight for you. During my separation, I'm still going through it. 2 weeks ago, I had a lot of grief come up. I started going to grief counseling to grieve.
mm,
I know there's grief trapped inside me. I thought I was good. It'll be 2 years this summer. you were lost. I was lost. I was suicidal before I came into this community with Kathleen. And so for me, I know that darkness. I was
Mhm.
in that, I lived that darkness too. So that's one thing I think our words, our experiences is our medicine. So
Mhm.
it is for us, did it so you can do it. You can come with me. Let me be
Yes.
the lighthouse
Yes.
for you. Let me
Yeah.
be the light for you in your darkness and let me hold your hand, but not hold your hand and listen to it. Hold your hand so you can go through it
Yes.
because we're not
Yes.
here to guide you through it. Let's go. And that's why you need community. And I love, love, love the saying, like, who sits at your table? I always ask
Mm.
that to people, like, who sits at your table? Let's
Yes.
go do something that me and you, let's go for a walk in nature.
Mm.
So being in those spaces, you just have to have those boundaries. And I think a lot of people, Lisa, like when they first start in a journey of pulling their power back,
Mhm.
boundaries are the hardest things is because people are not used to you having boundaries. So
Mhm.
when you put up these boundaries, people are like, "Oh, whoa, 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 whoa." Energetically, they're feeling it, but this is for you. Boundaries is the
Mhm.
highest form of self-love, highest
I
form.
agree. I agree.
No, on The Bachelor, yeah, he was on The Bachelorette.
What's next?
I just see so much. I wanna speak on so many stages. Honestly, I just wanna love the world. 2 weeks from
Mm.
now, I'm gonna be in Toronto at, Run the World. I'm gonna be signing love letter copies at a booth, and then the next day, an author event. I'll be speaking on the stage for that, but also I get to go be in LA with Kathleen. God's, like, saying, "Go help heal the world," and I just really want to do that.
Mm.
If you're watching this and you're wanna reach out, reach out. If you need prayer, I love to pray over people. Reach out.
Mhm.
Honestly, I'm just in such a I'm so excited for the future. And to be honest, if you're watching this and Lisa and I talked about this stuck and it's icky, icky, we're the proof. We're the proof that
Mm.
line
There is
yourself
the other side.
with community and people that allow you to just hold your hand through some tough stuff, but also see you. I see you. So, yeah.
Mm. It's powerful shit. Powerful shit, Channy. It's powerful shit.
I love it.
I want people to understand that it can be very scary to even say the word manifestation sometimes because
Mm.
of the perception. But I choose to ignore that because firstly there's science behind what we do. There is science behind meditation, even journaling, what it does to your brain and your body physically. So these I call them my core elements now. I live my life now by 8 core elements that include listening to frequency, writing and instead of seeing, instead of visualizing and centering, that would be meditation, and so on and so on. These are the things that I live my life by now. And I want people to understand that it makes a huge difference in your life. It's a lifestyle change for sure. You're adapting a new lifestyle that includes changing your perspective. It includes living in lightness. We're talking about loving yourself first and putting yourself first because I talk about if you're not loving yourself properly, if you're not loving this person, how can you really love anybody else properly? It has to be this person first, like we were just talking about. So I'm so excited for you and your book and new things. Are you planning on writing a second one at all,
I would
is it
love
too
to.
early to think about that
Yeah.
one?
No, I would love to publish my love letters, and it's definitely gonna be a love letters too, for sure. I love to sit down and figure that out, but, I wanna go back to what you said about the manifestation. Manifestation doesn't work without God, and honestly,
Mm.
when you go and you are right, you can't RuPaul always says, and I love RuPaul, "If you can't love yourself, how can you love anyone else?" Can I get an amen?
RuPaul's Drag Race. That's right. Maybe that's where I got it from.
I don't know. I love all the
Love
time,
RuPaul. Love RuPaul.
but it is
Love
true.
RuPaul. Yes.
Just spoke about with all the tools in the toolbox. So it
No.
isn't just like you wake up today and you say, I love myself. Because
No.
sometimes you can't get there because you have past trauma, you have all this stuff that has happened to you that even though you want to, the story is on a loop and your subconscious runs the show. Period. Your subconscious runs the show. So I want to give you an analogy of this. You're driving, you hit a pothole. Okay? Hit the pothole. The next day you hit the pothole. And then the next day you're like, I'm not hitting this pothole. I'm gonna go around this pothole. And
I'm
then
avoiding this pothole. Yeah, for sure.
exactly, this
Cause yeah.
pothole. So you identify that there's a pothole, but now you got to fill up that pothole. And how do we do that? So that's what journaling does. It allows you to brain dump to avoid to see what the pothole is, but you now have to fill that up with love. Because what happens is that maybe you just forget, and then you go back over that pothole. And if you don't change and put the love into it, you're going to hit a pothole again. That's what
Mhm.
this work does. We rewire our subconscious mind to be able to avoid the pothole.
To navigate the
That's
potholes.
that's exactly what
There
I'm
we
going
go.
for, yeah.
Yes. We learn how to navigate the potholes of life
Mhm.
in a different way because life is life, life happens, and there are still potholes, but it's all in how we deal with it. It's all in how we perceive it
Yeah.
and react to it or act to it, not react to it. So these are really important things, I think, and life things to have because too many of us, like you and I included, prior to learning being a part of this kind of work is you're just living your life and letting things happen from the outside. I call it outside noise all the time. Like outside noise dictate your life instead of you managing it, you being in control or and so to speak and deciding what path that you want your life to be on instead of letting it just happen. When we let
Mhm.
it just happen, that's more when bad things happen actually, but when we put our goals in place and when we're living um in gratitude for what we have and understanding we're designing our life with intention like we say like
Yeah.
with intention instead of just letting it happen. It's like this is what I want out of life,
Well,
so and this is how I'm living
yeah,
life.
it's like a GPS, right? Like, we just kept drifting and drifting. Another year, it'd be another year, right? And
Mm,
nothing got there was no intentionality, right? So, like, how do you like, how what do you do now? Like, what is your
mhm,
intention? What is your day-to-day life? Like, if you get in a car and start driving and you don't have a destination checked out, like, you're just driving. So
mhm,
it's plugging it into a GPS. Boop, 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 boop. This is where I'm going. This is what I see. And you said seeing, but visualization is your biggest tool. So your
mhm,
identity now is this, but what you want is there. And it's there because it's a mustard seed. It's already a version of you there. It's just unlearning these thought patterns that keep you stuck in this loop to get you there. And that's what we're talking about, the
yeah,
tools, the journaling. And I know it seems mundane, but it is the way to do being in a community or coaching program to allow you to see, I got to unlearn these habits. I'm on a pattern and I know it. Like when I'm in a loop, I'm in a loop. I'm in a loop. And so I
mhm,
gotta focus attention on, I'll focus, okay, I see this loop, it's patterned out. I gotta get help for this because I'm not
mhm,
living my life like that anymore. Right.
mhm,
And so
mhm.
for you, you said it perfectly. There's all these tools that are in our toolbox. And for us to live intentional with this gift that we have of life, it's a gift. Hmm.
It is absolutely. And one thing I love about journaling too, and I remember meeting somebody from the community and we were talking, and he had oodles of books, like he had kept all his journals, and I said,
Wow.
"Why? Why would you?" I mean, yeah, sure, there's some stuff you want to keep. You keep the good stuff, but
Yeah.
I said the stuff that's not good, the bad stuff, get rid of it.
Mm.
Like, because that subconsciously is going to stay with you. That's still weighing on you. So you need to either rip out those pages and tear them up or burn them, like a releasing
Yeah.
and release those and let that go. But, keep the good stuff, keep the positive stuff. Release. I don't want my kids to find them one day because there's a lot of personal
You
stuff in
actually
there.
think they would read those kids? My kids can't even read a note that I left them. Clean your bed.
Well, my kids are adults, one is married and they live the other one lives out on his own. There's stuff in there I wouldn't want them, to see. So eventually I'll probably, keep the good stuff like I just said, but release the stuff in there that's not good, because
Mhm.
I think that that can still weigh on us because it's still hanging around, literally
Yeah,
still hanging
absolutely.
around. But anyway,
Yeah, bless.
everybody's different. You do you. Let's move on from that. So I am so thrilled for you. I am so thrilled for you and what you're doing. Of course, you're just a force to be reckoned with. Really, anybody who has been in Shannon's energy knows what I mean by this, because she really is. Especially when we would have the chats, they were first thing in the morning. Some of us were still in our pajamas, and Shannon always came on there with her smiling face and her energy to get us all, up and blood flowing, and woke up and ready to see one another and appreciate one another and love one another.
Favorite thing to do. I'm on the East Coast too, so I'm an hour ahead. So I've already had 2 cups of coffee before all you eat. So your energy is, but I can wake up and give her. I'm a morning person. I'm gonna do my jammies. So I love it. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your energy and your love and your story and your book with everything. All of this will be in the description below, and Shannon's contact info, her socials, to be able to connect with her and find out where you can buy her book, and maybe even become a member of the House of Manifestation to be able to be in the light that Shannon casts. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much.
Girl, the honor is all mine. Look at you. I'm like a proud mama bear because I'm just so proud of I'm watching you light up the room with your crown and you doing the thing you do and just sharing your heart and love to everyone. So I'm so humbled that you asked me, and I'm just like anyone that out there that needs any Lisa and Shani love. But I love
Yeah.
this sweater, but thank you, Lisa. I
Thank you.
appreciate you and I'm watching you and I'm just so proud of you, cheering you on. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Much, much love, much love. And for everyone listening, let's sign it off. We're going to end it there. So thank you so much for joining us for this episode of the Menopause Mindshift Self-Love Podcast. And as we both said here, and I say every time, choose to love yourself first. Bye for now.